Do you know what lies beneath the surface of the dark web? It's a place many fear, a realm hidden beneath layers of secrecy, where the boundaries of human depravity and terror have no limits. Some dismiss it as mere urban legend, but the few who venture too deep find themselves confronting horrors beyond imagination. These are not stories of hackers or stolen data, but real, bone-chilling encounters that blur the line between the digital and the supernatural. A friend of mine, let's call him Alex, once found himself drawn into the depths of this darkened internet. It started innocently enough, a late-night browsing session, a simple curiosity. Alex was an enthusiast of all things tech, a self-proclaimed hacker, and the thrill of uncovering the forbidden intrigued him. So, when he heard whispers of a dark website offering an experience unlike anything the surface web could provide, his intrigue quickly turned to obsession. It wasn't long before Alex stumbled upon a forum that seemed eerily normal. At first, it was nothing more than a group of users discussing various encrypted files, software, and rumors about deep web secrets. But as Alex clicked through deeper links, he found a thread with a peculiar title: Real Ghost Encounters, Video Footage from the Dark Web. The thread had been posted just minutes earlier, and the description promised unsettling, authentic footage of paranormal activity. Alex, ever the skeptic, clicked without hesitation. What he saw next was not what he expected. The video began innocently. At first, it looked like home footage of an old farmhouse, taken from a low camera angle. But the moment the figure in the doorway appeared, things took a dark turn. The shadowed figure was humanoid, yet wrong. Its face was a blur, but the unsettling thing about it was how it seemed to move. Unnaturally, as if the video was skipping frames or the figure was bending reality itself. Alex leaned closer to the screen, his heartbeat quickening. The next moment, the figure turned its head directly toward the camera. It wasn't a ghost, not in the traditional sense. What he saw was something far worse. The thing in the video wasn't a spirit, but a manifestation, something born of the darkest parts of the human psyche. As the figure began to move closer to the camera, Alex could hear the faintest whispers, so quiet, so distorted that they seemed to come not from the speakers, but from within his own mind. The video feed began glitching, and with each frame, the whispers grew louder, more frantic. Then everything went still. The screen flickered, and the image turned to static, but just before it cut off completely, Alex could have sworn he saw two eyes staring back at him through the black screen, the kind of eyes that made the blood freeze in your veins. Terrified, Alex tried to close the site, but his browser refused to cooperate. The screen blinked, then flickered again. The eerie sound of those whispers, growing louder now, filled his ears. Suddenly, an unknown message appeared on his screen. "Don't stop watching." Frozen in fear, Alex sat still. He couldn't move, couldn't close his browser, couldn't escape the dark presence that now seemed to fill his room. The whispers came again. This time, clearer, almost like a chant. They echoed through the darkness, and Alex felt the air grow cold around him, as if something was approaching. With trembling hands, Alex reached for his phone to call for help, but as he picked it up, the screen lit up with a notification. It was from an unknown number. "Watch the video, it's too late now." Panic surged through him. He slammed his phone down and turned to his computer screen. But the image was no longer a static ghost. Instead, a face began to form, a sickly, pale face with hollow eyes. It was no longer a digital glitch, it was real. The face was coming through the screen, stretching out as if it were a physical entity crawling from the pixels themselves. And then, darkness. The screen went black. The whispers stopped. The next day, Alex was found, but not in the way anyone expected. His body was slumped in front of his computer, cold and lifeless. His eyes were wide open, frozen in sheer terror, his fingers still hovering above the keyboard. No physical marks were left on him, and no signs of struggle were present. But there was one thing that terrified the investigators: the words he typed before his death. They read, "It was real. I saw them." So, what really happened to Alex? Was it a heart attack brought on by fear? Or did something from the dark corners of the internet slip into the physical world to claim him? No one can say for certain, but one thing remains true. The dark web is no mere digital wasteland. It is a place where the boundaries between the physical and the supernatural blur, where entities far darker than anything we can comprehend lie waiting. And once you stumble into their grasp, it's already too late to turn back. The truth,